Hey, what's up? It's your boy J Will, Jeremy Will 3. It's been a while since I've been on the YouTube shit, but I'm trying to get back on it this summer, all summer 19. I stream a lot of videos on YouTube. I want to say a lot because lately I've been slacking a little, I'm trying to get back right on that. But I wanted to kind of take a different direction on my channel. I'm still going to be streaming YouTube videos. I'm still going to try to make Madden videos when I can. I still want to do some 2K in there. Let me know if any other games y'all mess with. But I wanted to kind of start getting into some sports commentary a little more. And mainly dealing with college basketball, college football, NBA basketball, NFL football. Those are the main sports that I mess with and watch on a consistent basis. So for this first topic, I want to talk about the recent antics and controversy that has came up with Kevin Durant and his legacy, and also the dispute with Chris Broussard. It's a lot. So around on Monday or Tuesday, there's a tweet that goes out. Chris Broussard, FS1 director, was talking about Kevin Durant and basically saying his legacy would be diminished if Curry, Klay Thompson, and the Warriors continue to do what they do and continue winning without him. As y'all might know, they went 4-0 in the Western Conference Finals, which is I would say a big surprise to some people, but to me, it's not really that big a surprise. You see, the Warriors were doing things without Kevin Durant before he even got there, but we'll get into a little of that later. But let's just get on. Let's start with Chris Broussard and KD's legacy since joining the Warriors. Let's be honest, he didn't really have one before, then had some scoring titles and finals appearance, but not a ring. But the way he went about getting that ring was wrong. He joined the best team ever assembled, 73-9 Warriors, to get a ring. He had a few scoring titles. He had a lot going on with Russ and all of that. But I think there was plenty of teams he could have went to other than going to the Warriors. Like, out of all the teams you could have chose, you couldn't go to the Warriors and you couldn't go to the Cavs. And you went to the best team in the league. Even though they didn't win a championship that year, they had the best record ever and they had won a championship the year before. And I just think that was a very weak move. So I'm just kind of starting off talking about KD's legacy. It doesn't really mean much because let's say any other player did the same thing that he did and they would have won the same amount of rings that KD would have won. Let's say James Harden would have quit 3-1 up and just left to the Warriors. He would start winning rings. Ain't no one would have been able to stop them. Let's say LeBron did the same thing. He would have started winning rings and no one would have been able to stop them as well. So, it's kind of like you went to a team that was already like superb, that was, the top of the top, the best of the best, and you just made them unbeatable. Like, come on now. Like, and you didn't think this was going to come up, ever. Like, you never thought in the back of your head, like, people aren't going to say that my legacy is going to be diminished because I went to this team. Sorry, KD, you should have thought twice before doing that. But who am I to say that? A lot of people say I'm not on that level of sports or that level of playing, so I want to know what KD's going through. I don't know the level of competition, but level of competition or not, I played football in college. I've competed at a high level, and I would have never done that. Like, I would have never left my team. Let's say if we were in the playoffs, semifinals, we're up 21-0 going into the fourth quarter. We come back and get beat. 21-0 going into the fourth quarter. I played at Cumberland University, semifinals, about to go to the championship. We lose. They come back and beat us 24-21. You think I'm gonna leave? Even though I play cornerback, I guess it's hard to relate that position to a basketball position. But this is the best analogy that I could give for you. 21-0 going into the fourth. And then the team that we're playing comes back and beats us 24-21. They had the best season ever, but we knew we could have beat them. You think I'm going to come back next year and try to come back and beat them, or you think I'm going to go join them? Like, come on now. Like, and if you don't think that's, like, put into good context, because I play for Cumberland University. A lot of people might not even know where that is. I've been a 3-year starter. But even that, people are like, oh, your level competition. Oh, you want to be able to relate to KD. Okay, so let's say it's someone like Patrick Mahomes lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I mean, in the game, AFC Championship, the game going into the Super Bowl. And Mahomes leaves the Kansas City Chiefs to join the New England Patriots after Tom Brady leaves. Like, how would he be looked upon? It's like a lot of people just kind of go back and just forgive KD for what he did, but it's like, that's a weak move, bro. And it's kind of even hard to relate it to that, even because the Patriots they haven't even been that good lately, even though they win Super Bowls every other year. Like, he went to the best team ever assembled, 73-9, better than that Bulls team that Michael Jordan played for, bruh. Like, just think about that. Think of Patrick Mahomes was winning going into the fourth quarter, 21-0, and Tom Brady comes back and beats him 24-21, and his great staff of people he got surrounding him, the people on his team. And Mahomes just says, I'm out of here. I'm going to New England. Like, F this, I'm going to New England. I don't feel like doing this no more, man. Like, come on now. Like, that's weak, bruh. That's weak. So now that we talked about KD's legacy a little and how that was just such a weak move, and those 2 rings really don't mean nothing. They don't mean shit. Like, really, they don't mean nothing, bruh. Trying to keep it clean, not trying to say nothing too bad, but them rings didn't mean nothing. Like, KD, he just made them niggas unstoppable. Like, Curry, as you can see now, he doesn't need KD. Draymond, he said it earlier in the season, B-word, we've been doing this without you. We've been doing this without you, bro, and we'll do it when you leave. And now he's seeing that from his own eyes. Like, damn, they're actually doing it. They're actually doing it. I see tunnel vision. I see clearly now. They're doing it without me. Like, I'm sure he would have rather it been they lose 1 or 2 games. They lose 1 or 2, you know. And then, like, you know, go to game 6, go to game 7. But I'm sure he still wants his team to win. But he didn't want them to ease by him. 30-1 without KD. 5-3 when he was in the playoffs, putting up those great numbers, historical numbers. Like, don't put nothing against it. I think KD's a great player. Kevin Durant is a fantastic player. He's a great player. But great players don't do what he did. Even though he's a fantastic player, he could have did that on another team. So that's one reason I'm hoping, praying that he leaves the Warriors. Leave the Monstars and go start your own thing, man. You can still bring a couple of All-Stars with you, an All-Star like Kyrie, you know, try to get 80. But come on, don't go to a team that was already established that did not need you, never needed you. They never even really wanted you. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, they wanted him. They definitely wanted him because Draymond was pressing him. You know, I'm sure Curry didn't mind if he came or left or didn't. I'm sure Clay didn't. But you know, Draymond, he that type of guy like, oh, I'm trying to win everything. And now that he sees shit kind of hitting the fan, he like, man, fuck KD. I don't really need him on my team. We can really do this without him. And really, I don't think any other All-Star, no other superstar that's ever played the game could just be out for a Western Conference final. People are calling KD the best player in the league right now. The best player in the league. Best player in the league right now, and his team didn't even need him to sweep the West. Like, think about that right now. Think about any other great, superb team in history. Their best player gets out, and they sweep the Western Conference Final. Not just a regular playoff series, the Western Conference Finals, and the last 2 of the semifinals against the second best team that said was the only team that could beat them in the Houston Rockets. Miami or the Cavs would have never went to the finals without LeBron, let alone swept the Eastern Conference Final without him. KD is definitely luxurious that makes a luxury that makes the Warriors unstoppable. And I think he's beginning to realize this in a moment. That's why he responded to Chris Broussard. He's been told this since he joined the Warriors. Now he can see it with his own eyes. No LeBron-led team would ever had the type of record without him or could made it to the finals without him. This is clearly Steph's team. KD is just along for the ride. Even that one in Miami with Wade, Bosh, Chalmers, Mike Miller, Ray Allen, they would have never won a series without LeBron. Magic Johnson's team would have never won a series without him. Michael Jordan's team would have never won a series without him. Tim Duncan's team would have never won a series without him. Kawhi Leonard's team would never won a series without him. So this is making it even worse. And what I believe Chris Broussard said was right. This is KD's worst nightmare, and it's coming true. It's coming true. It's like he's waking up, and it's like we were having a dream, and you want to wake up, but you can't wake up. It's like you're stuck in that dream. He's stuck in this nightmare right now. Until he gets back on that court, he's stuck in this nightmare, and he can't wake up until he can get back on that court. And even when he gets back on the court, it's not like they really even needed you. You could have just stayed in the nightmare until you woke up and went to New York. You feel me? So I didn't get to talk about the Chris Broussard and KD situation as much as I wanted to. I mean, I was kind of going in, but it kind of turned into a little rant. When I get on KD and his legacy and how he's just been riding the coattail of the Warriors, it kind of gets me fired up. But about 3 days ago, Chris Broussard says he's seeing how good Steph is and how Clay and Steph are demolishing Lillard. I kind of touched on this. And Draymond's playing awesome, and he's seeing it with himself, and they don't need him. They said he's waking up into his own nightmare, and that's one of the things I kind of alluded to earlier. And Kevin Durant tweets him, says, I see a little exaggeration there, buddy, my worst nightmare. You sure you can, that's the worst that it can get? Like, KD, come on, bro. Like, how old are you, bro? Like, you can't get an analogy. Like, come on now, bro. Like, of course it's not your worst nightmare. Me personally thinking, I think it might be your worst nightmare. But you know what Chris Broussard meant when he said that you see how great these players are playing. We haven't seen Draymond play like this in about 2 years. We haven't seen the old Steph, the 73-9 Steph in about 2 or 3 years. We haven't seen Clay play with this much confidence until you're not in that starting lineup, until you're not on that court with them. And then they all blossom. And this is just the part that really irks me about KD. Like I said, great player. And a lot of people are probably thinking right now, man, this guy is either a KD hater or a LeBron lover. And yes, LeBron is the GOAT. I ain't gonna say he's the best player of all time yet. He probably second in that discussion. But yeah, I'm a big LeBron guy. But that doesn't justify the fact that KD made the wrong decision and the Warriors don't need KD. But like what I was saying about him and Chris Broussard, KD responds to him on Twitter saying, are you sure that's my worst nightmare? Like, I can have a lot of other things bad happen in my life. I don't think that's my worst. Like, come on, bro. Like, legacy-wise, NBA, like, winning-wise, championship-wise. Yes, this is your worst nightmare. Yes, them balling without you is your worst nightmare, and you know it's true. Or you wouldn't have been getting on Twitter trying to clap back at Chris Broussard and others, random people. Because you know it's true. You see it with your own eyes now. And so Chris Broussard goes on not First Take, but Undisputed, FS1. And he tells KD, or he tells the people, us the consumer, that KD and him have texted for over 2 to 3 hours. And I think he even said today, this video is coming out a little late, but I think he even said today that they've texted for over 5 hours straight. Okay, so KD hears about this later in the day. Bitch, you don't even got my number. What? KD, DM, Twitter, IG, Twitter, DM. It's all the same thing nowadays. Snapchat, DM. If you're texting somebody consistently, like that you're communicating with them through text. Like, that's texting, bruh. Come on now, you acting like you're not in this new generation of how people talk and what people call texting, bruh. Like, come on, you're only, 29 or 30? And Chris Broussard is probably, 45, 47, 50? And he knows this is texting. So You definitely know that KD's trolling. Like he's saying cap, cap, cap. You don't have my number, man. But y'all talk for over 5 hours in the DMs. I can say that's worse. That's worse than someone having your number, and you might as well be texting through his number if you're gonna be texting for 5 hours in the DMs. Like that's worse. You could have there was no reason for you to come out and say that when you knew y'all have talked before about these things. You knew y'all have had a relationship. But KD being KD, being his soft, his his soft self, he had to come out and portray him as a liar. And Chris Broussard goes to Twitter and says, IG DM, Twitter DM, text is all the same thing nowadays, dudes. Don't act like I'm lying. And he's not lying. And KD trying to hurt his credibility so much, Chris Broussard went to Twitter and actually made a video. KD trying to make him out to be a liar when he's talked to him multiple times. And KD's really just saying like, man, I really was a bitch for coming to the Warriors. That's how I see it, bro. Excuse my language. I usually try not to cuss, but that's what he was when he came to the Warriors. So I'm gonna let you hear this little clip and let me know what y'all think about it.
Let me start this off by saying I like and respect Kevin Durant and am not trying to continue a Twitter beef with him. However, he did challenge my credibility, and I must respond to that. In my telephone, I have more than 60 direct messages from Kevin Durant on Twitter and Instagram since February of 2018. These were conversations initiated by KD himself. We talked about a lot of the things I talked about on Undisputed, and some of these conversations lasted more than 5 hours. If you want to argue over the difference between a text and a DM in the year 2019, go right ahead. But to me, it's all the same thing. For those of you want me to publish these DMs, it's not going to happen. Out of respect for KD, those texts will remain private. Finally, after all of this, I will continue to love, respect, and pray for Kevin Durant and objectively analyze him as a basketball player. See you on Undisputed.
Okay, so that was Chris Broussard basically, telling KD, yeah, bro, we were in the DMs for 5 hours. Like, you usually only talk to females in the DMs for 5 hours, but we were in the DMs for 5 hours. Like, text and we weren't. I don't got your number. Well, who cares? Bro. Like, we were texting for over 5 hours in the DMs, talking about your personal life, talking about your basketball life, talking about your legacy, and talking about your faith. So why go to Twitter and put on a front like y'all ain't never talked before? And of course now he hasn't said nothing on Twitter. He hasn't responded or anything because he know he just owned him, bruh. In the back of his head, he's like, dang, he got me on that one. But I did get a good tweet out of that. Like, he got a lot of favorites and retweets. But, I was with my boy Chris Broussard through all of this. Y'all give me y'all's input on these new type of videos I'm going to start doing. And also about this KD situation, his legacy, his beef with Chris Broussard. Comment down below. Let me know how y'all like these. You already know it's your boy J Will. I'm out.